I don't personally need a third row, like a 3-row SUV. So typically I don't really care for the additional size and additional weight if I don't need it, right? So it's just like, you know, most 3-row SUVs, I don't really enjoy driving too much because it's just too bulky, too cumbersome and all that stuff, too large to park and all that, usually. But this vehicle, with the turning radius and the level of control you have over the acceleration, the braking, everything, it's just a pleasure to drive. So I can just, let me go ahead and turn on the camera here so you can see, hopefully, you can see the turning radius. So let me just cut the wheel, and it's like you can turn around in a very small area, relatively speaking, considering this is a 3-row SUV. I'm already turned around in a small area. So this makes parking, backing up, you know, everything easier in general. And because it doesn't have the, you know, engine and all that stuff in the way, it's able to cut those wheels really sharp. Typically, this level of maneuverability is only possible with a all-wheel drive or all-wheel steering vehicle where the back wheels steer as well. But this one is just really nice. It's easy to drive, just in general easy to drive, but the ability to have that turning radius is excellent. So that takes away the problem of driving a vehicle that's large and cumbersome. It's nimble, it's fast, and it's able to, you know, zip around in tight areas. So, you know, it's like you're not even driving a 3-row SUV. You're driving a, you know, just a moderate type car, basically, is what it feels like. Excellent camera systems, the blind spot cameras, top-down 360, all that stuff, even the rear view camera. And the acceleration is responsive. You just the slightest press of the pedal, you can accelerate fast in a small area, and then you can slow down fast with the regen braking and get the precise speed that you want without, you know, blowing past the speed. You know, like typically an engine has to rev up and shift gears and all this stuff, and by the time you get all revved up and shift up, then it's like, oh, you're blowing right past the speed limit. And then you gotta slow down, and it takes a second to slow down. You know, this one is like very precise. Speed up, right at the speed limit, let off of it, you're there. You know, there's no drama, just acceleration and control. The ability to have a, you know, full control with the accelerator, you know, and very responsive. So like say, gas vehicles, you have like this lag, you know. If you've ever used like a computer or a cell phone or some kind of electrical device where you're pressing a button and it's like you wait a few seconds, then it you know, catches up with you, and it's like this significant lag. It becomes so annoying, and it's you know, not fun, right? But with gas vehicles, it's like you've become so used to the lag that you just don't even think about it. But when you get into a electric vehicle and drive it for a while, and then you go back to a gas vehicle, it's like just lag at the city, and it's like really annoying because it starts to stand out. You realize, wow, I could not believe how much of a lag there is between hitting the accelerator and actually going. You know, you hit the accelerator and it's like, wait for it, and then you know, by the time it revs up and shifts and all this stuff, then all of a sudden it starts to go, and then, you know, and then it let off the accelerator. Well, the engine's still revving, you know, and then it has to slowly come back down, and so there's this significant disconnect between what you want to happen and what it's actually happening. And it's a lag, you know, it's a lag. So with, you know, it's not just, it's all basically, most electric vehicles have this high level of responsiveness to the accelerator pedal and everything. But yeah, it's a fun to drive vehicle. And the fact that you have a 3-row SUV with the amount of space that you have back here, even if you never use the third row, it's worth it just to get the second row space. Because it's like bigger than a minivan. It's very easy to get in and out of it. There's lots of room. Everything's well designed and very usable and enjoyable to use. It looks good. It feels good. It's comfortable. Just a well designed vehicle overall. There's a few things that I would improve, but other than that, I mean, you know, like anything, there's something. Now, there's just very small amount of things that I would improve on this vehicle. I mean, they really did a great job. You know, of course, lowering the price, you know, if that's even possible nowadays, that would be great. But, you know, I think it looks pretty good. It has an interesting look, and it's unique. It stands out. I like the lighting that it has, and, you know, the way the lights look and the style, that retro future style that it has on the exterior anyway. The interior is very, very, I don't know, it's modern, you know. There's not like a retro future interior. It's very future in interior. And usable, you know, that's the thing. Vehicles have to be usable. You can't just rely on just aesthetics. You have to be able to get in the vehicle and it doesn't impede what you want. In this vehicle, things are designed in a way, for the most part, to facilitate, you know, the usability of the vehicle, you know. Like all the camera systems is one example. And the placement of things, you know. So the ergonomics of it, you know, and also the customizable, to be able to move this center console forward and back, and just the placement of things on it, and the, you know, the things that are within reach and within sight are well done. The power delivery on the all-wheel drive system is primarily the rear wheels. So there's zero torque steer. So when you accelerate, you know, hard acceleration. So let's say we'll go to sport mode here. Nobody around right this second. And accelerate. There's no torque steer whatsoever. And most of the power goes to the rear wheels. And it feels like it's glued to the ground. It has that low center of gravity and it has really good traction. And, but it does like lift up the front end quite a bit. I mean, it's a large, heavy vehicle, so it does, when you really put down the power, it makes the vehicle jump for sure. But that's in sport mode. In your normal drive mode is fine. You have great acceleration and very responsive pedal, and braking is great too. So it is kind of a heavy vehicle, so you definitely want a you know, good braking and everything. And yeah, I haven't even had any problems with it, like on wet, slippery roads and stuff like that. It's been fine as far as, you know, no spinning tires or anything. The traction control works well, keeps you going and accelerating fast without, you know, spinning wheels or anything. So yeah, just normal acceleration is satisfying, even in normal mode or anywhere. And yeah, just very stable feeling too at any speed. The high speeds, it's just very solid on the highway. Going high speeds, no problem. It just feels like you're not going that fast, really. But yeah, it's a pleasure to drive, and hadn't really found a area of this, like, its weak spot really. Especially considering, you know, its price range and stuff. I guess you can say there's some stuff like the low beams on the headlights. You know, I mean, they could, if you really go get really hair splitting, you can say, well, you know, that's a little bit lacking, the low beams on the headlights. But really, the way everything's laid out, the way it's designed, the way it looks, there's just so much positives. So yeah, it's one of those type of vehicles. If you're really not sure, like if you've ever driven an electric vehicle for one thing, then that's one thing where you kind of have to experience it. I can't really explain it to you. It's a different type of. It's just a more, you know, it's just a better driving experience all around.